Welcome back to the podcast. Day number 37 of Appalachian Trail Summer 2025. And I am heading into the Mahoosucs this morning, a 30-mile stretch of trail that will lead us into Maine. And that contains, of course, several ups and downs, slabs, climbs, bog bridges, black mud, all the things. And the Mahoosuc Notch, the one fun mile or not so fun mile of the Appalachian Trail. And we are heading north forward once again. So I haven't said the mileage in a while, so I did some calculating when I got up this morning. There are 298.5 miles left to Katahdin, starting today. North out of Gorham, I am at northbound mile marker 1,900.8. The Mahoosucs stretch is about 30 miles, and tomorrow I will be in Maine. And today, 11.1 miles, 4,000 feet of ascent, 2,600 feet of descent. And then, so I will be going from, Gorham to the Gentian Pond shelter and camping area, spending the night there, making it an 11.1 mile day. And I mentioned in the previous episode, I think I might have somebody coming up here to meet me, and I do. The lady that I met in the Madison hut a few days back offered to go through the Mahoosucs with me, and I'm taking her up on it. So she is going to be taking a different trail, like a side trail, and meeting me up at the shelter this evening. And then we will be spending the next couple days together. Her first name is Cyn, C-Y-N, and her trail name is Lucky Dime. So it will be nice to have some company and go through the Mahoosuc Notch with somebody. And y'all, it just kind of worked out. So that is where we are at this morning. And today is day 37. Yesterday, day number 36, was a day off. And well-rested day off. Did some shopping, got the pack ready. We are fully loaded with, I guess, 3 days of food. 2 nights out, 3 full days worth of food, all the gear, and it all still fits in my 35-liter Photon pack. And one of the ways that I get everything to fit is I don't use stuff sacks. So I use either a compactor trash bag, or I think it's a Nyla something bag. And I stuff everything in there, except the stuff that it doesn't matter if it gets wet. And when you do that, you have way more room in your pack, because when you use stuff sacks, everything is kind of centered around the shape of that stuff sack. And then my food, I put everything in a 1-gallon Ziploc bag, and then I divvy up the day's snacks in regular size Ziploc bags. I think they're quart size. And at night when I have to put stuff in the bear container or, hang my food, I do carry a waterproof stuff sack to put all that in. But when you put all your food in a food bag, it kind of has to form to the shape of that food bag. And I like putting stuff in Ziploc bags because you can flatten it out. And it just kind of works for me better that way. And already I am kind of rambling on. So I wanted to talk about the mileage left to Katahdin, 298.5. And it is what it is. So I'm not focused on, I must get to Katahdin. I'm focused on accomplishing the day at hand, safely, smoothly, and just getting from that point A to point B and then going into the next day. I don't want to focus on the big picture because who knows what's going to happen. I mean, I've looked at it, and if I try to kill myself, it's possible. And if I go out and have fun and hike day by day, who knows? So, but for now, we are focusing on moving forward. And today's destination, Gentian Pond. And I've already warned Lucky Dime she's going to have to be on the podcast. So over these next couple days, you will get to hear a different voice and a different perspective. So, all right, y'all, I am climbing. Got a 3-mile climb this morning. And then we kind of go up, down, and then down to the shelter. So I will come back later on in the day. All right, y'all, I am over halfway into the day, past the first shelter, and just refilled on some water. I'm going to find some nice furniture, aka a nice rock, hopefully coming up, and sit down and eat a couple snacks. And I think the last time I looked at far out, I have about 4.5 miles. So well over halfway. And today has been fantastic. Still hard hiking. Still rugged. Up, down. Slabs. But a lot of manageable hiking the whole day. So periods of time where you can really stride out and walk, even though you're going uphill. Periods of time where we've had slabs going up, rocks going down, but not more of one thing than the other. So like right now, I'm in a series of rocks, but I can see good trail in front of me. So it's one of those days where it's like, slow down, and then you can kind of get your stride out, and then slow down again going uphill, and then you can get your stride out. But the weather, oh my gosh, the breeze that is here today is great. There have been absolutely not one type of bug, and I think the breeze is holding that off. And I looked at the shelter weather for tonight, and tonight at Gentian Pond Shelter, it's supposed to be 49 degrees. Oh my gosh. Amazing sleeping coming up. I'm actually looking forward to being in my tent all snuggled in, and 49 degrees. And tomorrow, more than likely, we will probably take advantage of the all day of sunshine. So I'm not sure how far we'll get tomorrow. So tomorrow we will either stay at the shelter probably right before Mahoosic Notch, the 1 mile of bouldering over, under, in, around, or depending on when we get there, go through Mahoosic Notch and stay on the other side. There's a campsite on the other side, depending on how we feel, how our legs feel, all the things. But that will be tomorrow. Anyway, back to today. It's just been a great day. I think the temperature makes a huge difference when you're climbing. I have been able to carry a liter of water. I started off with 2, drank a liter, and the way the water sources are kind of spread out, I just filled up, drank a bunch, and then took off with a liter of water. And on a day like today, when you can get good water, there's really no reason to haul a bunch of water when you don't have to. And right now I'm getting a stick out of my sock. So that is what I'm doing right now. It's poking the side of my leg. Anyway, yeah, well over halfway through. We'll get to the Gentian Pond shelter and campsite. Be staying at I think there's tent platforms, which I love. They're level. A lot of people don't like them because it's really hard to put up a non-free trekking pole tent on those shelters, because you need a lot of guy outs or guy lines. And my freestanding tent, boop boop, goes right up. I use 2 stakes and I'm done. So anyway, that is one advantage of many of having a freestanding tent. And I'm glad I decided to hang on to mine, not give it away or sell it, and stick to what is tried and true and what I know. So anyway, one of the things I had to swap out was my actual Be Free, not the filter, not the cap, but the container itself. My 1 liter somehow got a big hole in it, but I actually had another one, so that was no big deal. So swapped that out, got rid of the other one, and sometimes that's just what happens. I don't have a clue how it got a hole in it, but it did. So it probably would have worked regardless, because you just put your finger over it. But I said, hey, I got another one. I also had to go get more fuel yesterday, so I would have a full can of fuel for this round, because I cannot go without my coffee. That's a no-no in the morning. And who knows, I may have a cup this evening as well. So yeah, I mean, I could go stoveless, but I don't want to. My little stove and all that, it doesn't weigh that much. My Toke's pot, my little BRS stove, a lighter, my Mount Rainier bandana, it doesn't weigh much. And it brings me much joy. A hot meal, hot coffee in the early evening, and hot coffee in the morning. So we are moving right along, y'all. I'm deemed to be looking for furniture, which is a nice rock or somewhere to sit down so I could take a load off and eat some lunch or some snacks. And I'll be back. All right, y'all, it is day number 38, and it is, what time is it? It is 5:49 a.m. And I told you all that someone was going to be meeting me for today, and I'll go ahead and tell you, originally today was going to be a 9.9 mile day. We are going to Maine today, people. In 6 miles, we will be in Maine. And then we'll be doing the Mahoosic Notch and who knows what after that. So we are going to attempt a 14.6 mile day. And just to round out yesterday, because I was so exhausted when I got to the shelter at Gentian Pond shelter campsite, whatever this is. But remember, I told y'all I had somebody meeting me, and she is here. So introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Lucky Dime. I'm sorry, my mouth is full of mountain granola here, but I'm all glad to meet you, and I'm really looking forward to this beautiful hike today.
Yeah, the weather is on our side, so that's why we are going to attempt to do the bigger mile day through the Mahoosics. And I was looking at it last night. I think it's like 5,500 feet of elevation gain and almost the same amount of loss. But we do have that 1 mile going through the Mahoosic Notch, so that should be fun. But we don't know where we're going to end up. We're just going to go mile by mile, and I think we'll keep you posted for the day. What do you think?
My mouth is still full of mountain granola.
Okay, so once she swallows her granola, she's got to tell you the story of how we met. And it was in the White Mountains. And she's going to tell you all that right now.
Okay, so my Mother's Day gift was a overnight stay at the Madison hut. So we arrived there in the afternoon, and I hear this voice that sounds really familiar to me, and I'm like, wow, that sounds like that gal that does that podcast that I listen to, Jester Section Hiker. And then I heard her introduce herself to some people in her room. And yes, in fact, she said, "My name is Jester." Well, I'm all starry-eyed. I can't wait to meet her. And I'm actually nervous to introduce myself. And my daughters go introduce yourself. Well, I didn't that night, but the next morning, Jester came over to my breakfast table and asked, "Is there a seat here?" And I said, "Yes, there is. I really like to meet you." And that's how we met. It was so cool to meet someone that I've been listening to for years and who inspired me to actually start section hiking and work towards my dream of finishing the Appalachian Trail.
So, I mean, there you have it. But here's the crazy thing. So, I left that morning and they went on their way on their hike, and I went on my way on my hike. But Lucky Dime said, "Hey, there's this brewery in Gorham that you guys need to go to when you get done with your hike." So when I got done with the hike and got down to the van, I was like, "We got to go to this brewery." And Stephanie was like, "All right." Guess who was at the brewery? Lucky Dime and her daughters walking in right before us. And the crazy thing is, we didn't even talk about you coming to the Mahoosics.
We didn't at all, where I was just like, "Oh, that'd be really cool. I really hope you do it." And you were saying, "Well, I'm not sure. I want to go through. I'm just like, I'm pretty happy with just finishing New Hampshire." I said, "What if I went with you? Would you go?" And she's like, I could feel the wheels start turning, and, "Oh, maybe I will. Maybe I'll call you."
Hey, guess what? The very next day, I sent her a text, and make a long story short, here we are. So I'm excited for today. We're going to finish getting packed up. I got a tent state stuck in the platform right now, so I got to work on that as well. But yeah, day number 38. We'll keep you posted. All right, y'all. I figured we would go ahead and do a check-in. I can display the scenery for you right now. We are, I don't know, a couple miles in. I don't know, a couple miles. We are a couple miles in. We are at the top of two and a half. I'll take it. We are at the top of Mount Success, heading to Maine. And if you turn around and look south, you can pretty much see the entire mountain range. We're staring at Mount Washington, Mount Madison. I don't even know if that's not Franconia Ridge on the back half there. It is a beautiful sunny day, and I don't know. Tell everybody how the day's gone so far. What we just came up.
Just beautiful climb up.
That was not a beautiful climb up. Y'all are getting a different perspective today.
Yep, beautiful climb up. And now we're standing here looking at
Gorham, looking at the beautiful mountains, accompanied by birdsong. I hope you can hear the birdsong in the back. We've got a sparrow. We had some chickadees. It's just doesn't get any better than this, folks.
No. Okay, let's solve something in my mind. It's not a dispute. It's only a dispute in my mind. Is that a cairn or a cairn?
That's a cairn.
Okay, cairn. Am I saying that right?
I think you can say it however you want to.
Okay.
Since you walk your own walk.
Yeah.
And you can call your cairn your own cairn.
Okay. All right, folks, you heard it here from somebody that lives in New Hampshire. It is a cairn. Not a Karen, but a cairn, right? Am I saying that right?
Cairn. One syllable. One syllable.
Cairn. All right. Well, that's my southern version. The Cairn Inn.
I like it.
All right. Anything else?
No, we're headed on.
Yeah.
We're rocking this trail, and we're going to slay it.
Boom. We'll be back. All right, y'all. I can't even speak. I have no words about the trail today except I'm not good. So Lucky Dime is going to have to speak for me. And I'm so glad she's here because I'm going to start crying. This just ain't me.
I think we've all had a chance to hike a trail that gets the better of us. And we have to make a decision. Do we want to keep walking that trail that's really hard and really we're not having any fun anymore? Or do we say, hey, let's take a side trail down and let's just go have a good dinner? And I think we're at that spot right now.
I mean, you can't describe what we're doing.
Yeah, it's boot scooting, bum sliding down.
I mean, I've even had to take my pack off.
Right? She has her backpack off. And when the trail brings you to tears, it's time to stop, reassess, have a cup of coffee, and make another plan because, as Ben and Jerry said, if it ain't fun, why are you doing it? So if it's not bringing you joy, then it's time to stop for the day and it's time to make another plan and then go do something that brings you joy and sparks joy in your life.
Yeah. And everybody knows I love the Appalachian Trail. I mean, there is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But I've also made no ifs, ands, or buts that I just don't like this style of hiking. And my mindset 10, 11, 12 years ago was, I don't care what the trail brings me because I want to finish this trail. So today I crossed over into Maine.
And if that isn't a big accomplishment, twice in your life to get to Maine, I don't know what is.
From Georgia.
From Georgia. So we're going to sign off for now. We're going to figure out what we're going to do the rest of the day. And y'all be safe out there. And God bless.
All right, y'all. I am back. And again, my new name, Side Trail Jester, is prevailing more dominant than anything these past couple weeks. I have made the decision to officially get off the trail, and we took the Carlo Cole side trail down to Success Pond Road, or is it Success Road? And that goes to Berlin. And we are walking toward Berlin as we wait for Stephanie and the van to pick us up. So I wanted to give a huge thank you to Lucky Dime, who is right here beside me, walking with me. Y'all, the bottom line is I'll come back and summarize things out. This is just, I did make it to Maine, so walked from Georgia to the Maine border twice. I think that's a major accomplishment. And I'm just done. I do not like the hiking. It does not get easier. And I think my mindset when I was a 41-year-old what I finished the trail the first time was I am going to finish the trail regardless. And that's what I did. And now it's just different. So I'm going to close it out with Lucky Dime. And then she and I are walking down this road, hanging out, talking trail, and having a good time. And there's a smile on my face. So I'm going to let her have some parting thoughts, but then I'll come back and totally wrap things up later once we get off this road and I can really process what's just happened. But Lucky Dime, here you go.
I just want to say there's no bad hikes, even a road hike. We have had so many laughs today. We've had a few tears, but we are keep moving forward, and we are not looking back. And there's more adventures in both of our future.
Yeah, and I just want to thank you for, only knowing me from the hut, from Madison Hut, and coming out here. And, I've just really been struggling. Quite honestly, on these trails in this type of terrain and
struggling with your decision.
And struggling with my decision. The past 2 weeks I've taken several side trails and now I've just side trailed Jester and I'm cool with that. So y'all, I will be back to summarize and close out things and leave things in a positive manner. So I'll be back. All right, y'all, I am back. Wow, oh wow. The last couple days sure have been change. And that is what I'm going to say about day number 37, day number 38, and now day number 39. So I think I will title day number 39 after I have reflected on really what happened during day number 38 when I was hiking with Lucky Dime, who I am 100% appreciate coming out and going through the first half of the Mahoosics with me, meeting me up at Gentian Pond campsite. And y'all, when she got up to Gentian Pond campsite, she had a bag of cookies, a bag of homemade chocolate chip cookies. And immediately she offered me a chocolate chip cookie. And of course, I accepted. And she has this thing that she does whenever she's out on the trail and sees through hikers or section hikers or day hikers or anybody that she comes across on the trail. She will offer a chocolate chip cookie and it changes people's moods. I saw it happen out on the trail. And there is nothing like a good chocolate chip cookie up on a mountaintop after you have been climbing for miles or hours or wherever you are on the trail. And I also owe Lucky Dime another thank you for putting up with me yesterday and my emotions and what I wanted to do on the Appalachian Trail. And you were just right there with me and you didn't dissuade me or try to sway me. You listened, you encouraged, and it is what it is. And now that I'm at day 39, the very next day, I am happy with my decision. And I've come up with a couple things that I want to talk about that came out of yesterday. And you all heard me. I was very vulnerable on the trail. And I'm still going to put that out there. And I just kind of broke down yesterday on the trail. Had a couple moments and then had to make a couple decisions based on those moments. And the first thing I want to talk about is knowing your limitations and accepting your limitations. And I know my limitations on the trail, and I pushed myself through the whites, and we made it through New Hampshire. Yesterday, we made it to the New Hampshire Maine border, and I think we went point 0.6 past that, and that is where I made my decision to come off the trail and take the side trail down, the Carlo Cole side trail. And yesterday, I've known my limitations. And I think this entire trip, internally, I knew the harder trail was coming. I mean, New Hampshire is tough, Maine is tough, but the Mahoosics proved themselves very tough yesterday. And I think my mindset is totally different. When I went through the Mahoosics in 2016, 2017, going through Maine, I had a different mindset. I was 10 years younger. I was powering through things. I don't even know if I was looking around. I just wanted to finish the trail. And it's kind of like put your head down, power through, and go. I don't have that mindset now. Several things have happened over the last 10 years. I've had injury. I've had to recover from injury, and just various things in life. And yesterday, I had to accept my limitations. And one of my limits is when it really comes to bouldering on the trail and having to sit on your butt and slide down big rock slabs and having to, I mean, really rock climb. And there is a lot of that in New Hampshire. There is a ton of that in Maine. And even when you're going up Katahdin, there are various points on Katahdin where you're bouldering, you're somewhat rock climbing. I mean, it's not technical. You don't need ropes is what I mean, but it is, very, very tough hiking. And I've just reached the point where I don't have to do that. And I didn't know how I was going to feel today about my decision yesterday. I knew I was going to have to kind of walk through my emotions and kind of sit in that. And I'm even surprising myself. I'm very happy. I'm very happy that I was finally able to say, that's out of my wheelhouse now. I don't want to do that style of hiking. So know your limitations and accept your limitations. And then the second thing I was thinking about today as, we began driving is hiking out of character. And I've been feeling like for the last couple weeks, especially going through New Hampshire, that I've been hiking out of character, taking side trails, coming up with, cockamamie plans in my mind to get out of something. And that's just not me. And I was just stubborn enough to keep going and going and going through New Hampshire. And I think it's because I had the hut system. You have the AMC campsites. Like I had a destination where I knew I was going to be safe after all of that hard hiking during the day. So those systems put in place in the White Mountains certainly helped me achieve the objective of completing the state of New Hampshire again. So I kind of wanted to close out this episode with, I know my hiking limitations, and yesterday, with the help of Lucky Dime listening to me, I've kind of walked myself through accepting my hiking limitations. And I'm okay with that because I'm not going to stop hiking. I'm not going to stop, obviously hiking on the Appalachian Trail. I have other goals on other trails that I want to achieve. And I just know my limitations and, kind of where I stand in my comfort level. So if there's a lesson to be learned here, it's to really internalize your comfort level with hiking, because even after 20 summers on the Appalachian Trail, I have finally had to accept that New Hampshire and Maine are out of my comfort level. And I just don't have to put myself in those situations again, just because, if I do, I can say, oh, I have finished the trail, 2 times or whatever. So I'm very happy with an entire completion of the Appalachian Trail that I finally completed after 12 summers in 2017. I'm going to call this a second section hike where I have from Amicalola Falls to the Carlo Cole side trail in Maine. I mean, I've worked on this second section hike since 2010. I kind of had two section hikes going at one time. And I've already made a new plan. And I think you guys may or may not be surprised of the new plan that is coming and starting tomorrow, day number 40. I'm going to leave y'all hanging. But I'm very happy. I'm very content with my decision. I'm happy I'm not going to be bouldering in the state of New Hampshire and Maine. And I'm quite calm with that. In fact, my total demeanor has changed today because I just don't have to go to sleep at night knowing, okay, tomorrow I know what's coming. I know what the expectations are. And I'm just going to be nervous all day long because I know it's bouldering. I don't have that in my future. And I'm very excited for that. So tomorrow, day number 40, new plan. I still have about a month left before I have to go back to work. And I'm not going to stop hiking, but I do have a new plan. So I truly appreciate you all continuing to listen this summer. And I hope you all have been educated and learned something from my own vulnerability and experience, and you are able to utilize that in your own section hiking. But tomorrow we start fresh, back out hiking, and I will unveil that plan, and you all will hear that on the next episode. So until then, thanks for listening. Be safe out there and happy section hiking.